Why do people quit after only failing 10 times? Welcome back, Success Nation. In today's topic, I'd love to share with you the main reason why normal people quit and only 10%, like Disneyland, made it. Did you know that self-confidence is a skill and can be learned? Most people think that self-confidence is something you have to be born with, okay? It has to be in your genetics, like entrepreneurship, or how tall you are, or what color eyes do you have, and so on. The number one killer to your self-confidence is the words that you talk to yourself with. It's the self-talk, okay? Now, before I continue on this video, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to smash and destroy completely into pieces the subscribe button. And once you're done with this video, do hop off to my channel and check out the video which I spoke about the imposter syndrome, which is the number one silent killer to any person who strives to become successful. Thomas Edison said it takes 10,000 hours, or he tried 10,000 times until he became successful in his experiment. Thank you very much, Thomas Edison. Without you, we would be living in total darkness. Have you ever tried to write a thank you letter to yourself? Most people don't actually like themselves. They hate to see that person in the mirror for any reason. It could be the size of this big. Have you ever came across a person who feels very uncomfortable for something which is so tiny in somebody else's eyes? That is simply because of the amount of negative self-talk they have on themselves. Guys, there are enough negativity out there in the world. So let's at least, to the minimum, be very positive to ourselves and reward ourselves through thank you letters, through traveling, through setting goals and accomplishing them, through helping other people and being the authority for help. Do you really think Disneyland accepted no for an answer from the multiple newspapers and journals which he went to in order to get capital to start his theme park? Do you think it was like yes from day one? I don't think so. If you do your research and check out Walt Disney's story, you will see that he became successful at a very old age. That's why once you go to Disneyland, now I've been to both Disneyland. This is from Disneyland Orlando, US, and this is from Disneyland France, okay? I do love both, but of course, the one in the US is much bigger, but trust me, you do want to visit Disneyland in any country which has Disneyland, because it is an experience which you'll never forget your whole life. You will go back like 30 or 40 or 70 or 90 years old, go back in time, and you're gonna become a kid just to have the amount of pleasure and enjoyment. Walt Disney did not accept no for an answer, that's for sure. So successful people who have self-confidence don't accept no for an answer. They just think that that was not the right opportunity at the right time, or they did not fit the criteria. So what they do is they try to fit the criteria through enhancing their skills. Now you can only do that through self-confidence. Confidence can only be accomplished by the person himself. It cannot be given from someone else. You can be given directions like what I'm doing to you now, but the actual work has to come from the person himself, because it will change everything. Why do you think you really need self-confidence, and why do you need to persist and build your self-confidence so you can be successful? Did you know that your self-emotional bank balance is linked directly to your financial bank balance? Most people emotional bank balance gets drained and wiped out way before their emotional bank balance. That's even the sadder part. Isn't it sad to feel like you don't deserve the amount of success which you want to have? Isn't it sad that you're the only person who you can count on, and you don't enhance yourself to be able to reward yourself and be happy with yourself in the way you live your life? Isn't it sad? To me, it's very sad. That's why I got introduced with something called the imposter syndrome, which I mentioned in this video earlier that you can check out. And also, I tried to study what people who accomplished great success went through and how they got there. So definitely I'm sure Disneyland is not where he is today if he took no for an answer. So that's a tip for you guys, a key for your self-confidence. Don't take no for an answer, you know. If it doesn't work one time, be like Thomas Edison 1,000 times. Trust me, on the law of average, which says 10 to 1, you're gonna succeed in the 10th time. You don't need to go to 1,000. But most people get drained out after failing the third or fourth time, and by the fifth or sixth or seventh time, they are like on the floor, you know. They're like not even looking up. They're like looking down on the floor, bleeding everywhere. Come on guys, it can't be that hard. Here's another tip for you guys. Get away from people who tear you up. Your environment is much more impactful than your motivation, than your willpower. So if you go to an environment where they do cheer you up, they do motivate you, they do always help you when you be down, they do always help you deposit money in your emotional bank account, then that's where you need to be. For example, I used to love traveling. I still do love traveling. I love hotels. So whenever I feel like I'm a little bit low, or I need to focus, or I need to work on an important project, I go to a hotel lobby and I just sit, because I like the comfort, I like the calmness, I like the smell, the vibe, you know, the service. And I feel that by itself alone does build my self-confidence. So that's a skill, right? Because I can notice whenever my confidence level goes down. So I do activities, I set affirmations to myself, just like Muhammad Ali says, I am the world's greatest. And then I would go to different places in order to lift me up even more. Sometimes I would, just travel, take a vacation. Once you start doing that, once you start implementing that, everything else will be a deposit to your self-confidence. Setting goals, accomplishing goals, helping others, even just by having fun, doing any kind of activity will directly transfer money into your emotional bank balance and confidence level. So here you guys have it. The most important skill which I believe any individual must take before they can manufacture and create their craft is the skill of how to build their self-confidence. Okay, if you do wait always for people outside to give you confidence, to applaud you, to praise you, to thank you, then you're in trouble. Don't wait for the outside world. You might get disappointed from your closest people. You don't want to do that. You want to be on the safe side by doing everything yourself. Writing thank you letters to yourself, depositing cash and money into your emotional bank account, because if you feel good, everything else will turn out to be good. Okay, don't take no for an answer, and always persist. Practice, never give up, just like what all successful people do. Do you think they do go in doubt? Do you think they do drain out? Do you think they do get affected? They're human beings just like all of us. What differentiates them is that they have strategies, they have techniques that reminds them what to do when things don't work out right, when things don't go wrong. Okay, so until next time guys, build your self-confidence.
Rise.